Breaking news out of South Korea. This is huge. The South Korean presidential candidate who wants to work with North Korea has just won the election. South Korean centrist and conservative concede presidential election, paving way to victory for liberal Moon Jae-in. I'm not sure if that's good or bad at this point. If she would take care of North Korea with negotiations so America wouldn't have to intervene physically, that would be good. However, I still don't see this changing a whole lot because of the North's psychotic attitude towards the rest of the world at this point. Uh-oh, hacker group Anonymous gives big warning, and it's bad. The hacker group Anonymous has warned the world to prepare for World War III. From the New York Post, the infamous hacktivist group Anonymous has released a chilling new video urging people across the globe to prepare for World War III as the US and North Korea continue to move strategic pieces into place for battle. All the signs of a looming war on the Korean peninsula are surfacing, the group says in the ominous 6-minute clip posted on YouTube over the weekend. Using their signature Guy Fawkes character, the hackers make several claims about recent military movement in the region and alleged warnings made by Japan and South Korea about imminent nuclear attacks from the North as they deliver their frightening prophecy. Watching as each country moves strategic pieces into place, the organization says in its notorious robotic voice, but unlike past world wars, although there will be ground troops, the battle is likely to be fierce, brutal, and quick. It will also be globally devastating, both on the environmental and economic levels. According to Anonymous, President Trump's test of the Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missiles last week, coupled with a recent warning from Japanese officials to citizens telling them to make preparations for a possible nuclear attack, are ultimately proof that all signs are pointing to a major conflict between the US and North Korea. In addition, China reportedly has urged its citizens in the Hermit Kingdom to return home as tensions continue to escalate over the nuclear weapons program. There is a real war with real global consequences, the group explains. With 3 superpowers drawn into the mix, other nations will be coerced into choosing sides. So what do the chess pieces look like so far? Anonymous, described online as a global network of hackers intent on spreading facts the government doesn't want you to know, claims the US and South Korea have been working together to keep the peace in the region, along with China and the Philippines, but their pleas have fallen on deaf ears. I tend to agree with them. Lawmakers have just dealt the biggest blow to abortion ever. Oklahoma lawmakers have passed a bill that makes abortion the murder of innocence. And how great is that? Say it like it is. They're child killers. And who's to say, Western civilization probably would not even need immigration if we did not murder half our children. The Hill reported the Oklahoma House of Representatives passed a resolution Monday declaring abortion to be murder and criticizing the U.S. Supreme Court for decisions that have allowed women to seek elective abortions. It's sad. The resolution passed on a voice vote without any debate carries no force of law, but it takes the remarkable step of specifically accusing the Supreme Court of overstepping its authority and jurisdiction. In Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood v. Casey, 2 landmark decisions that protected a woman's right to seek an abortion. The measure calls on public officials to stop the murder of innocent unborn children by abortion. It also orders the Oklahoma Supreme Court to stay out of any future cases involving state abortion law. Oklahoma has already enacted strict rules aimed at limiting abortions performed in the state. A woman seeking an abortion must undergo counseling and wait 72 hours before getting an abortion. Health insurance plans offered under the Affordable Care Act may only cover abortions performed if the mother's life is in danger. Parents of minors seeking abortions must be notified before the procedure takes place, and abortions performed after 20 weeks are banned unless the woman's life is at risk. Well, in God's eyes, to destroy his creation, he would say you don't deserve to move on. I mean, natural law would kind of say that. Wow, reports comes in on millennials moving home, and it's bad. Like I was discussing before, how the current educational system does not teach you how to win, this is a perfect example and proof of that fact. The people that march in the street are people that are easily defeated in life, for they don't know how to win. They haven't been taught. A report has come in on boomerang kids that are straining baby boomer budgets by moving back home with their parents. From Zero Hedge, we've noted several times in recent months that despite the economic recovery, a record number of young adults are moving back home with mom and dad after college and staying there well into their 30s. Well, that's why. Because they're scared to death of society. They're literal snowflakes that'll melt at the first glimpse of resistance, and the educational system didn't teach them how to win or gain any confidence, to play the victim. Now, as confirmed by a recent study conducted by Fidelity and the Stanford Center on Longevity, the added stress of caring for all those adult children is putting a severe emotional and financial strain on baby boomers, with over 75% saying their adult children are cutting into their budgets and over 50% saying they're generally less happy about life, per Fidelity. Well, it makes sense. Once a person reaches a certain age, they're supposed to leave the nest. That's the humanity in us, to be trail burners and to win at life and change the world. That's what we're supposed to do. Adult children who move back home is a common event. 1 in 9 boomer parents surveyed say their kids returned to the nest in the past year, and it's taking a toll. 68% of parents reported that they are more stressed, and more than half said that they are less happy, 53%, less satisfied, 54%, and have less leisure time, 53%. Those new housemates come at a cost. 76% of parents said they face higher expenses. The health impacts are significant for women, as 46% reported sleeping worse and 40% reported gaining weight. At one point in time in America, living at home with mom and dad after crossing out of your teenage years and into your 20s was embarrassing and something that was generally avoided at all costs. And while hard times come and go, 20-somethings who were forced back into their parents' care worked their tails off until they could save up enough money to once again regain their freedom. And that's what it is. It's pathetic. These millennials are pathetic.